Startups need to articulate vision and mission by actually having one that's not stuck on the wall. It has to come from the heart and the mind, and those two things have to be combined for it to really resonate with a customer or an investor or a funder. So if I said to you the values of our company are X, Y, Z, and I'm reading them off a chart on the wall, you probably are not going to believe them. But if I know that from my heart, the team and the culture has created the vision, and the culture has created the mission, and the culture has created the values, then everything is set so that everybody in the business believes. So we don't hire people unless they know the vision and mission and they believe in the values of the company. And when that's the foundation of the business, it's pretty easy to talk the story through from there. You've got to know why you're doing it. You got to know what the result is that you actually want, because whether you're pitching for seed funding or for angel investment or for a Series A, or you're just pitching because you want more people to know about what you're doing and create market share, there has to be a reason why you're doing it. And you have to be able to speak to an audience very clearly and with a very clear, consistent message 24/7. Investors primarily invest in people. So they don't really invest so much in the product, they invest in the leaders that are building and running and growing the products. They invest in leaders that are building smart teams around them. So you can have the greatest product or company on the planet, but if the people aren't right, the investors won't stay interested. And that has to be a journey, a long-tailed vision. So if I was pitching the organisation of Rare Birds, which I have 3 years ago and didn't even have a name, and I pitched it to Richard Branson, I actually shared a story with him, and that was my vision. And I shared my passion with him in that vision, and he believed it. Don't lie. Be truthful, because you need to be able to deliver the truth. Credibility follows you everywhere, and it also precedes you. So if you don't do the right thing, it catches up with you and it precedes you in your next pitch. The story I always tell is this, and when I was much younger, I used to be that Isobelle in the room, and I would stand to the side of the room, and I would probably be too shy and lacked confidence to talk to people about what I was doing and my ideas in business. I had a bit of a aha moment one day when I thought to myself, why am I doing that? Because there's so much knowledge in this room, there's so many connections in this room. If I don't do something about it, I'm going to walk out and I'm not going to be any wiser, and I'm the idiot for doing that. And the worst thing that can happen if I go and talk to someone about an idea is that they get to meet someone new, and that's me. So I made a really conscious decision when I stood in a room full of CEOs, or who I thought were people that were more powerful or more esteemed in their careers than I would stand in the middle of the room. And I would start conversations from the middle of the room. And eventually, over a period of time, I just saw everyone as human beings, and they were equal. And what was most interesting was when I asked for things, when I started to ask and have the confidence to ask, more times than not, the answer was yes. And that was because I was just sharing my thoughts and vision. Besides global domination, which you're well on the way to, the business now is 23 months old, and we're now 30,000 women and their supporters in the community. What I guess I'm really proud of is that we're not a women's organisation. It's an organisation that supports women entrepreneurs, and that support comes from all diversities. So diversity plays a key role in our future. 50% of my board are male, half of our ambassadors are male, and we want men to bring their daughters to our events. We want women to bring their sons to our events, because we think that entrepreneurship amongst women is a conversation for everybody, which is how it happens in real life. That's business in real life. It's a conversation amongst everybody. So the vision has always been the same. That's 1 million more women entrepreneurs in our community by 2020, and a mission to give every woman globally the opportunity to be an entrepreneur by choice. So we've just rolled out our ambassador program, which will be finishing at the end of next year with 100 ambassadors announced all over the world. And I've also just launched an education program, which is a blended learning environment, an ed tech company, to teach the mindset of entrepreneurship. And we've just completed trials in school curriculum, which has been incredibly successful in New South Wales and in Victoria. And the vision there is to have every child in school be aware that entrepreneurship is a career choice, and to learn that at a very young age, and not when they leave school or leave university or after they have their children or after they decide that corporate life is not for them. So just like being an engineer or a nurse or a pilot or a fireman, we think entrepreneurship should be a career choice. And that's because the social and economic impact in Australia is so measurable and so huge. When women who are now starting businesses at twice the rate of men in Australia do that, and when they create businesses and they create impact in their communities, in their families and beyond that. And they're really hungry and thirsty to build companies globally as well. So the ultimate goal for us really is to have women entrepreneurs in Sydney, Melbourne and all over Australia connecting with entrepreneurs all over the world, so that they can do business together, so they can expand their organisations, share knowledge, give each other experiential learnings and mentor each other.